On July 18th, 2001, I gave birth to the most beautiful little miracle baby ever. I know we're biased and we say that about our children, but he really was a miracle. I was told I would never have children. And it's really pretty funny because he arrived early, almost 5 weeks, and we had gone to the doctor that day and had a checkup, knowing that my husband at the time was going to be flying out. He was a pilot. And we wanted to just make sure everything was okay before he left. And the doctor said, "Oh, he's a Mack truck in there, but he's good and toasty, so doesn't look like you've got anything to worry about." And so off my husband went on his trip. A couple hours later, water breaks, and everything began. Luckily, my ex-husband was able to get back in time. And honestly, he probably could have gone and gotten back in time because it was a 23-hour labor. So as early as he wanted to get into the thing called life, he then hesitated. So for 23 hours, labor ensued. And when they finally told me it was time to push, I was really excited. I was ready for that. So pushing began, and the rocking of this little person trying to move out of this other body. We could see progress, and then he would go right back inside, and the rocking went back and forth, and it was very exhaustive. 3 hours of pushing, and we made very, very minimal progress, and the baby was starting to show stress on the monitors, and they were threatening a C-section. So my stubborn self, of course, didn't want that, and I wanted to set in and really make this happen. So I asked if they could put a mirror so that I could see what was going on, and I thought that was somehow going to give me some relief to being able to see what was going on and effectively then guide things. Silly me. So they brought the mirror in as requested, and they got all of the things ready with forceps and vacuums just in case, and they began to prep the C-section room. So the pushing ensued, the mirror was there, and what I noticed was I could see his head, I could see the progress with each contraction, and then as the contraction released, I could see his head dissipate again and go back inside. Now having the visual, which I thought would make it easier, in fact made it worse. You see, now I had this visual that was frustrating me on top of everything else. It was the desire for things to be different than they were. That visual, we call it validation, that thing we ask for, sometimes isn't serving us. It seems on this spiritual journey, it's very much the same. It feels as though the movement further and further along the journey, which is also part of the story of time and space, comes with it the idea that I will get signs and validations on this path, and they will keep saying, "You're going the right way." But just as every little cliche comes along, this one came along perfectly timed. When the student is ready, the teacher will disappear. You see, every signpost is for you. You used to look through eyes for a signpost, wondering if that one is for you. But the subtle and yet humorous and almost ridiculous ease of this is that everything is a signpost for you. Every sign is a validation. We think they've left us, but they've turned up. They're all around us. Every single thing is pointing to you. You back to you. Over and over and over and over. It's so subtle, so beautiful, so direct, so immediate. The old need for the flashing neon sign that says, "I'm your sign over here," is no longer needed, folks. You've moved away from that. If you're asking for a sign or a validation today, this is it. And so is that, and that over there, and this one down here, and that one up there. They're all for you. Written for you, delivered for you, by you, because you are part of this collective we, this us, this boundless aliveness, reminding you to remember you are always on the path, because you, my lovelies, are it. Until next time, I see you.